Pull the one that resonates most and take action within the next 24 hours. Submit a business plan, make that first call, or create a prototype. Real wealth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It begins with shifted perception and immediate action. Remember, the only difference between a dead end and a detour is how you choose to see it. Your wealth-building journey starts with training your eyes to spot gold where others see obstacles. Chapter 2: Breaking the Invisible Chains. Growing up, Marcus watched his father obsessively check their bank account balance every morning. "Money comes and goes," his father would mutter, gripping the kitchen counter until his knuckles turned white. "You can never trust it'll stay." At 42, Marcus found himself doing the exact same thing, refreshing his banking app compulsively despite having a stable six-figure income and healthy savings. You see, Marcus wasn't just inheriting his father's physical traits, he was inheriting his money fears. These invisible chains of financial anxiety wrapped around his decisions, his relationships, and his sense of security. Even as his wealth grew, the fear of loss remained constant, preventing him from making bold moves or truly enjoying his success. This pattern isn't unique to Marcus. You're carrying your own set of inherited money beliefs right now. Maybe you learned that rich people are greedy from watching adults in your life criticize wealthy neighbors. Perhaps you absorbed the message that money is scarce from overhearing stressed conversations about bills. These beliefs didn't start with you. They were handed down, downloaded into your operating system before you could question them. Think about how you react when a big financial opportunity presents itself. Do you immediately look for what could go wrong when you receive money? Do you instantly worry about losing it? These reactions aren't random, they're programmed responses, scripts running in your subconscious mind. But here's the breakthrough moment. These beliefs aren't your beliefs. They're borrowed stories, handed down fears, second-hand limitations. The moment you recognize this truth, you gain the power to rewrite your financial narrative. Marcus's transformation began when he traced his money anxiety back to his father's experiences during the 2008 financial crisis. Understanding this connection didn't immediately eliminate his fears, but it gave him the distance needed to question them. He started small, first by reducing how often he checked his accounts, then by making calculated investment decisions despite his discomfort. You're not bound by your past. You're free to create your future. This isn't just a motivational statement, it's a neurological fact. Your brain can form new neural pathways, new beliefs, and new responses at any age. The chains that feel so real are actually made of thought patterns, patterns you can reshape. Now it's time for your breakthrough. Take out your journal and complete this 3-step challenge. Write down your top 3 limiting money beliefs. Be brutally honest. Examples might be, money is always a struggle, or I don't deserve wealth. Create a powerful counter-belief for each one. If your limiting belief is rich people are greedy, your counter-belief might be, wealth allows me to make a bigger positive impact. Choose one small but significant action that directly challenges your oldest money fear. If you believe I'm bad with money, your action might be scheduling a meeting with a financial advisor or creating your first investment plan. Remember, your inherited money story ends here. It's time to write your own. Chapter 3: The Wealth Paradigm Shift. When James walked into my office 5 years ago, He was technically successful by most standards, running a 7-figure business, nice house, decent investments. But something was off. His shoulders were tight, his voice strained. He was making money but living in constant fear of losing it all. "I'm trapped in survival mode," he admitted. "Every win feels temporary. Every setback feels like impending doom." This successful entrepreneur was caught in a scarcity loop, working harder, pushing further, but never feeling secure. Then everything changed when his mentor, Sarah, asked him one simple question. What if wealth isn't what you think it is? That question sparked a fundamental shift. James had been chasing numbers in a bank account, but true wealth runs deeper. Through Sarah's guidance, he began redefining wealth on his own terms. Not just financial freedom, but the freedom to choose how he spent his time, energy, and attention. Here's the truth. Your relationship with wealth begins in your mind. A scarcity mindset sees limited resources, fierce competition, and constant threat. A wealth mindset sees abundant opportunities, value creation, and infinite possibility. The shift isn't about positive thinking. It's about expanding your vision of what's possible. When James stopped seeing wealth as a finite resource to grab and started seeing it as a flow to cultivate, everything changed. His business decisions became bolder, his relationships stronger, his impact bigger. The numbers in his account grew too, tripling within 2 years. But more importantly, the constant anxiety disappeared. He wasn't just making money, he was creating value and building lasting abundance. Your turn to make this shift. Stop measuring wealth by arbitrary numbers. Start defining it by what truly matters to you. Maybe it's the freedom to spend mornings with your kids, the ability to fund causes you believe in, or the power to build something meaningful. When you change your definition of wealth, wealth changes for you. And this isn't abstract theory. It's a practical shift that demands action. Your challenge is to create your personal wealth manifesto. Take one page and write out your new definition of true wealth. What it looks, feels, and means to you. 3 limiting beliefs about money you're ready to let go. 3 new empowering beliefs you choose to embrace. 5 specific actions you'll take daily to embody these new beliefs. How you'll measure wealth beyond just money. This manifesto isn't just words on paper. It's your declaration of financial independence. It's your commitment to step out of scarcity and into abundance. Write it with conviction. Read it daily. Let it guide your decisions. Most importantly, take action on it immediately, because true wealth isn't about what you have. It's about who you become in pursuit of it. Chapter 4. The Subconscious Money Blueprint. Meet James Martinez, a software developer who spent 5 years trapped in a financial hamster wheel. Same job, same salary, same struggles. Every time a promotion opportunity arose, he'd freeze up, convinced he wasn't worth more. His bank account stayed stuck at 4 figures, no matter how hard he worked. I kept telling myself I was doing everything right, James recalls. But something invisible was holding me back. It wasn't my skills. I was great at my job. It wasn't the market. Others were getting ahead. It was the voice in my head saying, "This is all you deserve." That voice wasn't random. It was James's money script, a deep-seated program running silently in his mental background. Like most of us, he inherited these beliefs from childhood. Watching his parents struggle paycheck to paycheck, hearing phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees and we can't afford that," these experiences wrote his financial code. But here's the breakthrough. Your money script isn't permanent. Just like updating outdated software, you can rewrite these mental programs. James discovered this when he started practicing daily visualization and affirmation exercises. He began imagining himself confidently negotiating raises, watching his bank balance grow, and feeling worthy of wealth. Within 6 months, James doubled his income. Not through magic, but by rewiring his relationship with money. His new script said, "I create value. I deserve abundance. Money flows easily to me." You're carrying your own money script right now. It's running in the background, determining your financial decisions and outcomes. The good news? You have the power to debug and rewrite this code. Here's your 21-day challenge to reprogram your money mindset. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Create a vivid mental movie of your ideal financial future. See yourself confidently handling money, making smart investments, building wealth effortlessly, living abundantly, achieving your financial goals. Make this movie detailed. Feel the emotions. Hear the conversations. See the numbers in your bank account. Make it real. Watch this mental movie for 5 minutes every day, preferably first thing in the morning. Do this consistently for 21 days. Don't skip a day. Consistency is crucial for rewiring neural pathways. Remember, reprogram your mind and you'll reprogram your bank account. Your financial future isn't determined by your past. It's shaped by the script you choose to run today. Chapter 5. Money is energy. Let me share a story about Sarah Chen, a struggling freelance graphic designer who transformed her financial reality through one simple shift. Working endless hours but barely making ends meet, Sarah felt trapped in a cycle of scarcity. That changed when she stumbled upon the concept of energetic alignment with wealth. At first, Sarah dismissed it as woo-woo nonsense, but desperate for change, she committed to a daily practice of expressing genuine gratitude for everything in her life, from her working laptop to her ability to pay her basic bills. Within weeks, something shifted. A former client suddenly reached out with a major project. A random conversation at a coffee shop led to a high-paying consulting opportunity. An old invoice she'd written off was unexpectedly paid in full. Here's what Sarah discovered. Money responds to energy. When you operate from a place of lack, anxiety, and desperation, you actually repel financial opportunities. But when you elevate your energetic frequency through consistent gratitude and positive expectation, you become magnetic to wealth. Think of it like tuning a radio. You can't receive the station you want if you're not on the right frequency. The same applies to wealth. Your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs about money must align with the frequency of abundance. This isn't about magical thinking, it's about rewiring your relationship with money at the deepest level. When you genuinely appreciate the money you already have, when you feel worthy of receiving more, when you approach your finances with confidence instead of fear, you naturally take actions that attract greater wealth. The key is consistency. You can't fake this energy. You must genuinely shift your internal state through daily practice. Start with gratitude. It's impossible to feel grateful and scared at the same time. When you focus on abundance that already exists in your life, you prime yourself to receive more. Remember, raise your energy, raise your wealth. Now it's time for your 30-day Wealth Gratitude Challenge. Every morning, write down 10 specific things you're grateful for. Focus especially on money-related blessings, no matter how small. Maybe it's being able to buy your morning coffee, having savings, even if modest, or receiving unexpected discounts. Spend 3 minutes visualizing one specific financial goal. Engage all your senses. If it's landing a $10,000 client, feel the excitement of seeing that deposit notification. Hear yourself confidently discussing the project. See yourself delivering exceptional work. Make it vivid and real. Do this daily for 30 days without skipping. Track any coincidences, opportunities, or unexpected money that shows up. You'll be amazed at how your financial reality begins to shift when you consistently align your energy with wealth. Chapter 6. The Golden Identity Shift. Your identity isn't just who you think you are, it's the invisible force determining every financial decision you make. Let me tell you about Marcus, a skilled software developer who spent years trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, despite earning a solid income. "I'm just not good with money," Marcus would say, shrugging off his empty bank account as if it were an unchangeable fact. "Being broke runs in my family." These weren't just words. They were the bars of a mental prison he'd built around himself. Here's what changed everything. One morning, while staring at yet another overdraft notice, Marcus had a breakthrough. He realized his broke person identity wasn't a life sentence. It was a story he kept telling himself. Right there, he made a decision that would transform his financial future. Instead of accepting broke as his identity, he began consciously thinking of himself as a wealth creator. This wasn't just positive thinking. It was a complete rewiring of his self-image. Marcus started asking himself, what would a wealth creator do in this situation? Before buying anything, he'd pause and consider, is this aligned with my wealth creator identity? Within 6 months, his savings account hit 5 figures for the first time. By year's end, he had started a side business and invested in his first rental property. The same person, same job, same income, but a completely different financial reality. Here's the truth you need to grasp. Your current financial situation is a direct reflection of your identity-level beliefs. If you see yourself as someone who will always struggle with money, guess what? You'll find ways to make that true. Your brain is wired to seek evidence that confirms your self-image. The shift happens when you consciously choose a new identity and align your actions with that vision. This isn't fake it till you make it. It's about becoming the person who naturally creates wealth through their daily choices and habits. Remember this, if you're still thinking like the old you, you'll keep living like the old you. Your challenge: create your new wealth identity statement. Take out a piece of paper right now. At the top, write, I am your name, and this is who I am becoming. Then write out a clear, powerful statement of your new wealth creator identity. Make it present tense, positive, and specific. For example, I am a disciplined wealth creator who makes smart financial decisions daily. I invest wisely, spend consciously, and continuously expand my capacity to earn and grow money. Wealth flows to me naturally because I think and act like the wealthy person I am becoming. Read this statement aloud every morning and evening. As you read, close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself already embodying this identity. Feel the confidence, see the growing bank balance, experience the peace of mind that comes with financial abundance. This isn't just an exercise, it's the first step in rewiring your financial DNA. Your new identity becomes real through consistent reinforcement and aligned action. Part 2. Mastering the Wealth Building Skills. Chapter 7. The Law of Intentional Creation. Now, let me tell you about Marcus, a talented painter who spent years barely scraping by, selling just enough artwork to cover rent and ramen noodles. Like many artists, he believed that focusing on money would somehow corrupt his creative spirit. His vague hope was that someday his art would bring financial success. That changed when Marcus realized hoping wasn't a strategy. During a particularly rough month, unable to afford basic art supplies, he finally confronted the reality that his financial struggles were holding back his artistic growth. He needed a complete mindset shift around money. Instead of viewing financial success as something that might randomly happen, Marcus got crystal clear about his intentions. He wrote down exactly what he wanted: $5,000 monthly income from art sales, a dedicated studio space, and enough savings to take advanced painting courses. These weren't wishful dreams, they were precise targets he could measure and track. Here's what made the difference. Marcus broke down each financial goal into specific daily actions. He committed to creating 3 new paintings per week, reaching out to 5 galleries each month, and setting aside 20% of every sale for education. He tracked every dollar and every action, treating his art career like the business it needed to be. Within 6 months, Marcus had doubled his income. By month 12, he hit his $5,000 monthly target. The transformation wasn't magic, it was the direct result of replacing vague hopes with clear intentions, backed by consistent action. This brings us to a fundamental truth about financial success. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you intend and act upon. Wishing is passive, intending is active. When you set precise financial intentions and align your daily behaviors with those goals, you create a clear path to achievement. Challenge: transform your financial future. Write down 3 specific financial intentions. Make them clear and measurable. Instead of make more money, write earn $4,000 monthly through my primary business by December 31st. Break each intention into weekly action steps. What exactly needs to happen every week to reach these goals? Take immediate action. Right now, identify 1 concrete step toward each intention and complete it within 24 hours. This might mean sending that business email you've been putting off, setting up an automatic savings transfer, or calling a potential client. Remember, your financial future isn't shaped by hopes and dreams. It's built through clear intentions and decisive action. Now get to work. Chapter 8. Wealth through Mental Mastery. The roar of the crowd faded to a distant hum as Marcus stepped onto the diving platform. 10 meters above the pool, where one wrong move could mean disaster, he didn't let fear take control. Instead, he closed his eyes and repeated the same words he'd trained his mind to embrace. I am precision. I am power. I am ready. This wasn't always his reality. 3 years earlier, Marcus was paralyzed by self-doubt before every competition. His talent was undeniable, but his mind was his worst enemy. That changed when he discovered the power of mental discipline, not as some mystical concept, but as a practical tool he could sharpen daily. You see, your mind is like a high-performance engine. Feed it premium fuel, positive, action-focused thoughts, and it'll drive you toward success. Fill it with doubt, and you'll stall before reaching the finish line. Marcus learned to audit his thoughts like a strict accountant reviews financial statements. Every negative thought became an opportunity for transformation. Here's how you can apply this same principle to your financial success. Start by catching those subtle doubts that creep in. I'm not good enough with money, or rich people are just lucky. These thoughts aren't random, they're patterns you've allowed to run on autopilot. But just like Marcus reprogrammed his pre-dive mindset, you can rewire your money mindset. The key is consistency. Marcus didn't just practice affirmations before big meets. He made them part of his daily routine, like brushing his teeth. Your relationship with money demands the same discipline. Every morning, before checking your accounts or making financial decisions, pause for a mental reset. Master your mind, master your money. Your financial success starts with the conversations you have with yourself. Make them count. Complete this mental mastery audit. Write down 5 specific self-doubts about money that regularly cross your mind. Next to each doubt, craft a powerful, present tense affirmation that directly counters it. Example, doubt, I'll never be good at investing. Affirmation, I make smart, informed investment decisions daily. Commit to repeating your personalized affirmations every morning for the next 21 days. Track how these new thought patterns influence your financial decisions. Remember, this isn't about positive thinking. It's about mental discipline. Just as Marcus transformed from a talented but doubtful diver into an Olympic medalist, you can transform your financial future by mastering your mindset. The platform is yours. Take control. Chapter 9, The Abundance Habit. Sarah's tech startup was bleeding money. Each morning she'd check her accounts with dread, watching her savings dwindle. But everything changed when she discovered the power of habit loops. I realized I was starting each day focused on scarcity, she told me. My morning routine was basically a ritual of fear. Instead of immediately checking her accounts, Sarah built a new morning sequence. She'd pour her coffee, her existing habit trigger, then spend 5 minutes visualizing her company's success. She'd picture new clients signing contracts, see herself confidently leading team meetings, and imagine her bank balance growing. But visualization alone wasn't enough. She attached specific action triggers to this practice. After visualizing, she'd immediately write down 3 revenue-generating activities to complete that day. Simple tasks like call 2 potential clients or follow up on outstanding invoices. This habit loop, coffee, visualization, action planning, became her daily success ritual. Within 3 months, Sarah's business decisions transformed. She stopped making choices from a place of scarcity and began spotting opportunities everywhere. When a major client hesitated on a contract, she confidently negotiated terms that benefited both parties. Her team noticed the shift, responding to her new energy with increased productivity. Here's what makes habit loops so powerful. They bypass willpower. You're not fighting yourself to take action. You're riding the momentum of existing habits. Your brain creates neural pathways that make success behaviors automatic. Think about your current money habits. Do you compulsively check your accounts from a place of worry? Do you scroll past investment opportunities because that's not for people like me? These habits are directing your financial future as surely as a programmed GPS guides your car. The science is clear. 40% of our daily actions are habits, not conscious decisions. Your wealth-building behaviors, or lack thereof, are largely running on autopilot. But here's the good news. You can reprogram these loops. Your habits decide your financial future, not your circumstances, not the economy, not your starting point. The daily actions you take automatically will determine where you end up financially. Wealth Building Habit Challenge. For the next 21 days, you're going to build one small but powerful wealth-building habit loop. Here's how. Choose one small wealth-building habit. Review your finances for 5 minutes. Read 1 page of a financial book. Make 1 sales call. Save a specific small amount. Research 1 investment opportunity. Attach it to an existing daily habit, your trigger. After pouring your morning coffee. After brushing your teeth. After lunch, before checking social media. Track your progress daily for 21 days. Use a simple checklist or habit tracking app. Remember, start small. The power isn't in the size of the action, but in its consistency. 1 small daily habit repeated with certainty will outperform 100 grand plans that never become automatic. Chapter 10. The Art of Value Exchange. When Marcus started his digital marketing agency, he obsessed over income targets. Every morning, he'd write down his revenue goals, strategize about pricing, and frantically chase new clients. Yet after 2 years, he was still struggling to break $80,000 annually, burning himself out with 70-hour weeks and constant stress. Then something clicked. During a conversation with his most successful client, Marcus realized he'd been asking the wrong question. Instead of, how can I make more money, he started asking, how can I create more value for my clients? This shift transformed everything. Marcus stopped pitching generic marketing packages and began diving deep into each client's business. He studied their customers, identified hidden opportunities, and developed customized strategies that delivered real results. When a local restaurant client tripled their dinner bookings through his targeted campaign, word spread fast. Within 6 months, Marcus had to hire 3 employees to handle the influx of new business. By year's end, his agency's revenue hit $800,000. The remarkable part, he was working fewer hours than before. Here's what Marcus understood. Money isn't the goal, it's the byproduct. True wealth flows to those who solve problems and create genuine value for others. This principle is universal, whether you're an entrepreneur, employee, or freelancer. Think about the most successful companies and individuals you know. Apple didn't become a trillion-dollar company by chasing profits. They obsessed over creating products that transformed how people live and work. Netflix didn't dominate entertainment by fixating on subscription revenue. They revolutionized how people consume content. The equation is simple but powerful. The more value you create, the more wealth you attract. But this requires a fundamental mindset shift. Stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? Don't focus on extracting value, focus on multiplying it. This principle works at every level. If you're an employee, don't just do your job. Find ways to make your company more efficient, more profitable, or more innovative. If you're a business owner, don't just sell products, solve genuine problems that improve people's lives. If you're a freelancer, don't just deliver services, become indispensable to your client's success. Your challenge? Identify 3 specific areas where you can increase the value you provide to others, your employer, clients, customers, or community. For each area, write down 1 concrete action you can take this week to amplify that value. Execute that action within the next 24 hours. The size of your success will be determined by the size of the value you create. Stop chasing money, start creating value, and watch as wealth naturally flows in your direction. Chapter 11. Quantum Wealth Alignment. Let me share Sarah's story, a single mother of 2 who worked 60 hours a week but still struggled to keep up with bills. Like many, she'd tried budgeting apps, side hustles, and cutting expenses. But her breakthrough came from an unexpected direction, learning to align her energy with wealth. I was exhausted, running on empty, and constantly worried about money, Sarah admits. Every time I checked my bank account, my stomach would knot up. That anxiety became my default state. This negative energy loop kept Sarah stuck. She'd worry about money, which created stress, which led to poor decisions, which caused more financial strain. But everything changed when she learned about energy alignment through quantum mechanics. Here's the truth. Your energy state directly impacts your reality. Scientific research shows that your thoughts and emotions create measurable electromagnetic fields. These fields interact with the quantum realm, influencing the probability of events in your life. Sarah started small. Each morning, she'd spend 15 minutes in meditation, visualizing herself in a state of financial abundance. Not just imagining having money, but feeling the emotions of financial security, freedom, and possibility. At first, it felt fake, she says, but I stuck with it. I focused on generating genuine feelings of gratitude for what I already had, then expanded that to include the wealth I wanted to create. Within weeks, opportunities began appearing. A client referred her to a better paying position. She had the clarity to spot a profitable investment. Her side business started attracting ideal customers. The key wasn't magic, it was alignment. When you synchronize your energy with abundance, you spot opportunities you previously missed. Make decisions from a place of possibility rather than scarcity. Take inspired action instead of desperate moves. Attract people and circumstances that support your financial growth. Your challenge: the 14-day Quantum Wealth Alignment. For the next 2 weeks, practice this daily meditation. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, eyes closed, take 3 deep breaths. Visualize yourself surrounded by golden light. Feel genuine gratitude for your current resources. Imagine your ideal financial state in vivid detail. Experience the emotions of having achieved this reality. Hold this state for 10-15 minutes. Close by saying, I am aligned with wealth. Money flows to me easily. Track your experiences, opportunities, and insights during these 14 days. Notice how your relationship with money shifts as you maintain energetic alignment with abundance. Remember, alignment isn't about wishful thinking. It's about creating coherence between your energy field and your financial goals. When you achieve this harmony, reality has no choice but to reflect it back. Chapter 12. Wealth Magnetization Rituals. Sarah Miller taught high school mathematics for 32 years, living paycheck to paycheck like many educators. At 62, she faced retirement with a modest pension and mounting anxiety about her financial future. But what happened next transformed not just her bank account, but her entire relationship with money. I realized I had spent decades teaching formulas but had never applied consistent principles to my own finances, she told me. Sarah discovered that wealth building wasn't about grand gestures. It was about small, deliberate actions performed daily with unwavering consistency. She began by creating what she called her abundance hour, the first 60 minutes after waking. Instead of checking social media or rushing to make coffee, she sat at her small desk by the window and reviewed her investment portfolio. She tracked every penny that entered and left her accounts. Before checking emails or news, she read 1 page from a financial education book. These weren't groundbreaking actions, but by turning them into non-negotiable daily rituals, Sarah watched her net worth grow steadily. Within 3 years, she had tripled her retirement savings through smart investments, cut unnecessary expenses, and even started a part-time financial coaching business for other retirees. Here's what makes Sarah's story powerful. She didn't wait for motivation. She didn't rely on sporadic bursts of financial planning. She created a system of daily wealth-building rituals that operated regardless of her mood or market conditions. This brings us to a fundamental truth about wealth creation. What you ritualize, you magnetize. Think about it. Your current financial situation isn't the result of one or two big decisions. It's the compound effect of hundreds of small daily choices and habits. Every morning when you wake up, you're either strengthening or weakening your connection to wealth through your rituals, or lack thereof. Wealth rituals work because they bypass the unreliable nature of motivation and willpower. They transform wealth-building actions from choices you have to make into automatic behaviors that feel as natural as brushing your teeth. Your challenge: the morning wealth ritual. Starting tomorrow, you're going to establish your own morning wealth ritual. Choose 3 small actions that you'll perform every single morning before engaging with the rest of your day. Here's how. Select 3 wealth-building activities that take 5 to 10 minutes each. Review your financial goals and visualize their completion. Track yesterday's expenses and income. Read 1 page of a financial education book. Review your investment portfolio. Write 3 new ideas for increasing your income. Practice gratitude for your current resources. Set a specific time. Commit to performing these actions within the first hour of waking. Create your environment. Designate a specific spot in your home as your wealth corner where you'll perform these rituals. Remember, the power isn't in the individual actions, it's in the unwavering consistency of performing them daily. Start small, but start now. Your wealth rituals will become the foundation of your financial transformation. Part 3. The Mastery of Limitless Abundance. Chapter 13. Unshakable Financial Confidence. Let me tell you about Sarah Chen, a software engineer who used to freeze at the mere thought of investing. 3 years ago, she kept $100,000 sitting in a savings account, paralyzed by what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Every investment opportunity felt like a potential disaster waiting to happen. But Sarah discovered something powerful. Confidence in financial decisions isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one calculated risk at a time. She started small, investing $1,000 in index funds. When that didn't crash and burn, she put in another $5,000. Each successful move strengthened her resolve. Within 6 months, she'd deployed $50,000 across a diversified portfolio. A year later, she was analyzing startup opportunities and making angel investments. Here's what Sarah understood. Financial confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about taking action despite your fears. Every time you face an investment decision and take action, you're building your confidence muscle. Think about it this way. A weightlifter doesn't start with 300 pounds. They build strength gradually, adding weight as their capacity grows. Your financial confidence works the same way. The reality is that wealth rarely flows to the hesitant. Money responds to decisive action and clear intention. When you approach financial decisions with confidence, you spot opportunities others miss. You move faster. You recover from setbacks quicker. Key takeaway: confidence attracts wealth, and wealth builds confidence. Now it's time for your confidence calibration exercise. List 5 past wins. Write down 5 times you made a good financial decision, no matter how small. Maybe you negotiated a raise, started a side hustle, or made a profitable investment. List 5 new risks, Identify 5 financial moves that push your comfort zone. These should make you slightly uncomfortable but not terrified. Examples: starting to invest in stocks, asking for a 15% raise, or starting a business. Bold financial action. Choose one significant financial action you'll take this week. Make it specific and time-bound. Example: by Friday at 2 p.m. I will invest $5,000 in the S&P 500 index fund. Or, tomorrow morning, I will schedule a meeting with my boss to discuss a raise. Take this exercise seriously. Each step you complete builds the foundation for your future financial confidence. Remember, every financial master started exactly where you are now. They just decided to take action while others stayed stuck in doubt. Chapter 14. The Wealth Resilient Mindset. The roar of the crowd turned to stunned silence as Marcus Thompson lay on the court, clutching his knee during Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Years of training, millions of dollars in contracts, and his team's championship hopes all seemingly shattered in an instant. The doctor's verdict was brutal: complete ACL tear, minimum 12-month recovery. Most players would have crumbled under the weight of such devastating news. Not Marcus. Instead of viewing this injury as the end, Marcus transformed it into the beginning of something greater. While others saw a career-ending setback, he saw an opportunity to rebuild himself from the ground up. During his recovery, Marcus didn't just focus on physical rehabilitation. He invested in financial education, started multiple businesses, and built a real estate portfolio that would generate wealth long after his playing days. Here's what Marcus understood that most people miss. Wealth mastery isn't about avoiding losses. It's about how you respond to them. The same mental toughness that lets elite athletes push through physical pain is exactly what you need to push through financial setbacks. Your bank account balance can heal and grow stronger, just like a recovering muscle. Think about your last financial loss. Maybe it was a failed investment, a business that didn't take off, or a job loss that drained your savings. That pit in your stomach, that's not failure. It's your opportunity to prove what you're made of. Every single successful person you admire has faced similar moments. The only difference is they refused to stay down. When Marcus returned to the court 14 months later, he wasn't just a better player. He was a millionaire businessman who happened to play basketball. His injury forced him to develop mental toughness that transcended sports, creating wealth that would outlast his athletic career. The key takeaway is simple but powerful. Every setback is a setup for a breakthrough. Your challenge: create your setback to breakthrough plan. Write down your 3 most recent financial setbacks. Be specific about what happened and how much it cost you. For each setback, identify the lesson it taught you, the skill it forced you to develop, the opportunity it created that you couldn't see before. Create an action plan for each setback. What specific steps will you take to turn this loss into an advantage? What resources or skills do you need to acquire? Set a concrete timeline for your comeback. Don't just complete this exercise, commit to it. Your financial setbacks aren't punishments. They're your training ground for building unshakable wealth. Just like Marcus, you have the power to transform your losses into your greatest comeback story. Chapter 15. Mastering the Flow of Money. The sound of construction echoed through Mike Chen's empty warehouse as he watched his dream take shape. Just 6 months ago, this space held nothing but dust and potential. Now it was transforming into Seattle's most innovative tech repair hub. But Mike wasn't focused on the renovations. He was staring at his phone, watching his business account drain in real time. I had to completely rewire my thinking about money, Mike told me during our interview. I used to see cash as something to hold on to save. But that mindset was killing my business growth. The real power isn't in hoarding money. It's in understanding and directing its flow. This revelation transformed Mike's approach to business finance. Instead of viewing money as a static resource, he began treating it like water in a river system. Every dollar had a purpose, a direction, and a timing to its movement. Here's the truth about wealth building that most people miss. Money is meant to flow. Think of your finances as a circulatory system. Just as blood must flow freely through your body to maintain health, money must move purposefully through your financial ecosystem to generate wealth. The principle is simple but powerful. Control the flow, control the fortune. This means mastering 3 key elements: inflow management, track and maximize your revenue streams. Know exactly where every dollar comes from and how to optimize these sources. Outflow strategy. Direct spending with purpose. Every expense should either maintain necessary operations or fuel growth. Eliminate leaks that drain resources without adding value. Strategic circulation. Reinvest profits systematically. Create feedback loops where outgoing money generates multiple returns. Mike implemented this system by categorizing his cash flow into 3 buckets. Operations, 30%, keeping the lights on and business running. Growth, 40%, marketing, equipment and expansion. Reserves, 30%, emergency fund and future opportunities. Within 6 months of implementing this system, my revenue tripled, Mike explained. But more importantly, I finally felt in control. I knew exactly where every dollar was going and why. Your challenge, the money flow map. For the next 30 days, create your own money flow map. Here's how. Get a notebook or spreadsheet dedicated to tracking cash flow. Record every single dollar that comes in, income, investments, etc. Track every dollar that goes out, expenses, investments, savings. Categorize each transaction as either essential operations, growth, investment, reserves, savings. At the end of each week, analyze the patterns in your money flow. Identify areas where you can optimize the flow to better serve your goals. Remember, this isn't just about tracking expenses, it's about understanding and directing the flow of your financial energy. Master the flow, master your financial future. Chapter 16. The Legacy Wealth Code. The Martinez family started with nothing but a food cart in downtown Chicago. Maria and Carlos worked 14-hour days serving authentic Mexican dishes while their 2 young children did homework in the back of their small apartment. But they weren't just selling tacos, they were building something bigger. Every extra dollar went into savings, then into purchasing a small storefront. They taught their children the value of hard work, smart money management, and the power of delayed gratification. Their daughter, Elena, learned to manage the books by age 15. Their son, Miguel, mastered inventory control and supplier negotiations before graduating high school. 20 years later, the Martinez family owns a chain of successful restaurants across 3 states. But here's what makes their story remarkable. It's not just about the money they made, it's about the wisdom they transferred. You see, building generational wealth isn't about getting rich quick. It's about creating systems, values, and knowledge that multiply over time. The Martinez family didn't just pass down assets. They passed down financial literacy, business acumen, and a strong work ethic. This is the fundamental difference between first-generation wealth and lasting wealth. Most lottery winners go broke within 5 years. Why? Because money without wisdom evaporates. True generational wealth combines financial assets with financial intelligence. Your journey to building lasting wealth starts with understanding this crucial principle. Money is the result, not the goal. The goal is to build a foundation of knowledge, habits, and values that create sustainable success. This means developing financial literacy that goes beyond basic budgeting, investment strategies that compound over decades, business principles that stand the test of time, values that guide smart money decisions, systems for wealth preservation and growth. The Martinez family's restaurants generate millions in revenue, but their real wealth lies in their family's collective business intelligence. Each generation builds upon the knowledge of the previous one, creating an exponential growth curve. Remember, generational wealth isn't luck, it's a legacy. It's a deliberate choice to think beyond your own lifetime and create value that outlasts you. Practical challenge. Create your legacy blueprint. Take 30 minutes to outline your family wealth vision. Write down your definition of true wealth beyond just money. List 5 financial principles you want your family to inherit. Identify 3 specific skills or areas of knowledge you'll teach the next generation. Draft a basic framework for how wealth will be preserved and grown. Define the values that will guide your family's financial decisions. This blueprint isn't just a document, it's the foundation of your family's financial future. Update it quarterly and use it to guide your wealth-building decisions. Make it a living document that evolves with your family's growth and changing circumstances. Chapter 17. The Unstoppable Golden Mind. Every success story has its dark moments. Take Marcus Chen, who built 3 successful tech startups before losing everything in 2008. His portfolio crashed, his investors fled, and his reputation lay in ruins. Most people would have thrown in the towel, but Marcus understood a fundamental truth about wealth creation. It starts in the mind. Instead of drowning in self-pity, Marcus dedicated himself to what he called his mental reset. Each morning, before sunrise, he spent 1 hour reprogramming his thoughts. He wasn't just doing basic meditation or affirmations, he was rebuilding his entire mental operating system. I realized my old thought patterns were like outdated software, Marcus explains. You wouldn't run a modern business on Windows 95, so why run your mind on old programming? This is what separates average performers from wealth creators. Your mind isn't just another tool, it's the foundation of everything you'll build. When you strengthen this foundation through daily renewal, you transform your relationship with money, opportunity, and success. Marcus's comeback wasn't just impressive, it was inevitable. Within 18 months, he launched a new venture that would eventually sell for $50 million. But here's what matters. The money wasn't the goal. It was simply the natural result of his renewed mindset. The Golden Mind principle isn't about positive thinking, it's about mental optimization. Just as a high-performance athlete maintains their body, a high-performance entrepreneur maintains their mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, and your daily mental habits determine your financial destiny. Think of your mind as a garden. Without regular maintenance, weeds of doubt, fear, and scarcity thinking will choke out the seeds of opportunity. Daily mental renewal isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for sustained wealth creation. Key takeaway: a renewed mind creates endless wealth. Your challenge: create your renewal ritual. Choose a consistent 15-minute time slot tomorrow morning. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Write down your current limiting beliefs about money and success. Create 3 powerful replacement thoughts that align with wealth creation. During your ritual, spend 5 minutes in complete silence, clearing mental clutter. Read your new wealth-aligned thoughts slowly 3 times each. Visualize yourself embodying these new beliefs in action. Repeat this ritual daily for the next 7 days. After each session, write down any insights or shifts you notice. Track your progress. Notice how your decisions, actions, and opportunities begin to shift as your mind upgrades its wealth operating system. Remember, consistency matters more than perfection. A simple ritual done daily will transform your financial reality more effectively than sporadic, intense sessions. Chapter 18. Living as a Wealth Magnet. Success leaves clues, and Sarah Chen's story reveals one of wealth's most powerful secrets. 10 years ago, she was a middle school teacher living paycheck to paycheck in suburban Minnesota. Today, she runs a 7-figure online education company. But here's what makes her story different. She didn't just work her way to wealth, she became wealthy before the money showed up. "I realized I was treating money like an enemy," Sarah told me. "I'd hide from my bank statements, shop at discount stores I hated, and constantly tell myself I can't afford that." I was living broke, thinking broke, and unsurprisingly, staying broke. Everything changed when Sarah made a radical decision. Instead of waiting to be wealthy, she started embodying wealth immediately. She began dressing professionally, even on casual Fridays. She stopped saying, "I can't afford it," and replaced it with, "How can I afford it?" Most importantly, she started making decisions like a wealthy person would. I bought a nice planner instead of using free notebooks. I invested in a proper desk chair rather than sitting on a worn-out cushion. Small changes, but they shifted my entire mindset, she explained. "I wasn't spending recklessly, I was investing in my wealth identity." Within 6 months, Sarah had launched her first digital course, teaching other educators about financial literacy. Her wealthy mindset led to wealthy actions, networking with successful entrepreneurs, studying business strategies, and treating her side hustle with the same professionalism as a Fortune 500 company. Here's the crucial point. Sarah didn't wait for success to start living successfully. She understood that wealth isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Your daily habits, choices, and behaviors shape your identity. When you align these with wealth, money naturally follows. Think about it. Wealthy people make different decisions than broke people. They read different books, they have different conversations, they solve problems differently. The money isn't the cause of these behaviors, it's the result. Your bank account will always reflect your identity. If you think, act, and live like a wealth magnet, you'll attract wealth. If you think, act, and live like you're struggling, you'll stay stuck in scarcity. The Live It Now challenge. Starting today, adopt these 3 wealth magnetic actions. Choose one daily habit that reflects your wealthy future self. Maybe it's reading market news over breakfast, maintaining a detailed budget, or dressing like the success you're becoming. Upgrade one regular purchase to reflect abundance thinking. This isn't about overspending. It's about investing in quality where it matters. Maybe it's buying the better coffee beans, choosing the ergonomic office chair, or investing in that online course. Change one phrase in your daily vocabulary. Replace "I can't afford it" with "How can I afford it?" Switch "That's too expensive" to "Is this the best investment right now?" Transform "I'm bad with money" to "I'm learning to master money." Remember, You don't get wealthy, then change your habits. You change your habits, then get wealthy. Your transformation starts now. Conclusion. Throughout this journey, you've evolved from someone who questioned their worth to a beacon of abundance and possibility. Look at how far you've come. Remember those first steps when the concept of the golden mind felt foreign? Now it flows through your actions, decisions, and beliefs as naturally as breathing. But here's the truth you've discovered. The golden mind isn't a destination, it's a practice. Like a garden that needs daily tending, your wealth consciousness requires consistent nurturing. Skip a day of watering your plants and they'll survive. Neglect them for a week and they begin to wither. The same applies to your mental garden of abundance. You now possess every tool needed to maintain and grow your wealth consciousness. The principles we've covered, from the morning money mindset to the evening abundance review, aren't just exercises. They're the foundational practices that will keep your wealth magnetism activated and strong. Think about the transformations you've already experienced. Those limiting beliefs that once held you back, they've been replaced with unshakable confidence. Where you once saw scarcity, you now recognize endless opportunities. That's the power of the golden mind at work. Your wealth manifesto isn't just words on paper. It's your personal constitution of abundance. Your legacy blueprint isn't a distant dream. It's your roadmap to generational impact. These aren't tools to file away. They're living documents that should guide your daily choices and actions. The daily renewal rituals you've learned aren't optional extras. They're non-negotiable appointments with your future wealthy self. Each visualization, affirmation, and gratitude practice strengthens your wealth frequency. Every investment in your knowledge and skills amplifies your value to the marketplace. You've done the work. You've rewired your mind for abundance. You've built the habits that attract wealth. Now it's time to fully embody the wealth magnet lifestyle. Review your manifesto daily. Refine your legacy blueprint regularly. Practice your renewal rituals without fail. Remember this fundamental truth. You are the magnet and wealth will always be drawn to you. Not because of luck or circumstance, but because you've developed the mindset, habits, and actions that make wealth inevitable. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of your wealth mastery journey. You have everything you need. Now go forth and magnetize the abundance you deserve. You are the magnet, and wealth will always be drawn to you.